Wagwan, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Patrick and this is the Big Up Jamaica channel. Here we talk about all things Jamaica. We will discuss everything from headline news, entertainment, history, music, sports, culture, and more. So make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date with all things Jamaica. Today, we dig deep into the politics, the Cold War, and the shadowy allegations that link Edward Seaga to the most powerful intelligence agency in the world. Edward Seaga, Jamaica's fifth Prime Minister, a man of vision, controversy, and one of the most polarizing figures in the island's political history. But behind the speeches, the policies, and the power struggles, rumors have persisted for decades. Was Edward Seaga connected to the CIA? In the interest of fairness and because I don't want the comrades coming after me, I've also made a video of Michael Manley's connection with Cuba's Fidel Castro and communism. But today, we dig deep into JLP politics and the shadowy allegations that link Edward Seaga to the most powerful intelligence agency in the world, the CIA. The 1970s were a turbulent time in Jamaica. The country was caught in the grip of political violence, economic challenges, and a fierce ideological battle between Michael Manley's democratic socialism and Seaga's more conservative, pro-Western stance. With the Cold War raging, the United States kept a close eye on the Caribbean, fearful that another Cuba could emerge in its backyard. Remember, just a few years earlier, the famous Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the brink of World War III. Michael Manley leaned toward closer ties with Cuba's Fidel Castro, promoting socialist policies that Washington saw as dangerous. Edward Seaga, leader of the Jamaica Labour Party (JLP), was viewed very differently, a man open to free markets, capitalism, and Western alliances. This is where the CIA allegations begin. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, political insiders claimed that the CIA secretly backed Seaga and the JLP, providing money, weapons, and intelligence. The goal: to destabilize Manley's government and keep Jamaica aligned with American interests. There is a common theory out there that the CIA was behind the 1976 assassination of Bob Marley. The US government feared that Bob was leaning towards Manley in Cuba and was going to influence the 1976 election. The US has a policy called the Monroe Doctrine. Its aim is to stop the spread of communism into the Western Hemisphere by any means necessary, even if it means the assassination of a reggae legend like Bob. Fortunately, Bob survived the attack and famously threw shade on the CIA, on their failed attempt in election interference in the lyrics to Rat Race, "Rasta don't work for no CIA." I made a video on this earlier, you can check it out in the playlist. But what about Seaga himself? Did he knowingly collaborate with the CIA? Seaga always denied being a CIA agent. In fact, he argued that these accusations were part of political propaganda from his rivals. Yet, his close relationship with Washington was undeniable. When he became Prime Minister in 1980, U.S. aid and investment in Jamaica soared almost overnight, a sharp contrast to the strained relations under Manley. In 1981, Edward Seaga was the first foreign leader invited to Washington by President Ronald Reagan. This symbolized the trust and friendship between the two leaders, but for many Jamaicans, it was proof that Seaga was America's man in Kingston. Declassified U.S. documents and research by historians suggest that the CIA did operate in Jamaica during this period, supporting forces opposed to Manley. Whether Seaga actively participated or simply benefited from U.S. interference is still hotly debated. Edward Seaga's legacy is complex. To some, he was a statesman who modernized Jamaica's economy and strengthened its international standing. To others, he was a divisive figure whose ties to Washington and the CIA represented foreign meddling in Jamaica's sovereignty. So, was Edward Seaga connected to the CIA? The evidence remains circumstantial, but the Cold War left a long shadow over Jamaica's politics. What's clear is that Seaga's story cannot be told without understanding America's role and the island's struggle between socialism and capitalism. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, big up yourself and walk good. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out the playlists section of my channel. There you will find all my videos conveniently arranged by the various genres such as history, true crime, music, culture, tourism, etc. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be instantly notified for new videos on all things Jamaica. See you on the next one.